Hello everyone, it's Janet here with my first project as a design team member for the Wild Bunch. I'm really excited to be a part of this wonderful design team and happy to be with the other three that were added to the group. So this is my first project. I also created a sign using their logo, Wild Orchid Crafts. I'm part of the Wild Bunch. And I just took a frame and I painted it with Martha Stewart Pearl Paint in Eclipse. So I painted the outside with that, and I cut apart the sign and I inked it up, and I used, across the top, I used the Ivory Guipure lace, LA00050. Beautiful lace, so gorgeous. And then in the corners, I used these. They're the pale pink small gardenia flowers, FS00105. And I also used the purple cherry blossoms from the mixed color cherry blossoms, PM00032. So they're in each one of the corners. So that's my sign. And I created a little project for my mother. She's turning 83. And I wanted to make her a card in a box. So I used a box that I had got some scrapbook letters in, and it has a top and a bottom. So I took the top off and I created the background, and I kind of made it like a shadow box. So it has a lot of detail in the inside. So I'll show you all the products that I used from Wild Orchid Crafts to create this. And in the inside, I used a picture and I put it on the sepia setting on my computer. And it's a picture of myself and my daughter and my mother, who's turning 83, and my granddaughter, Lexi. So I have 4 generations here. I printed that out on the computer and cut it out and inked the edges. And around the top of the box, I just made there was a smaller cutout, so I made the cutout bigger, and I use this lace, and I try, when I'm doing projects like this, I miter the lace so that it ends up looking like a picture frame. I think it looks a lot better than if you just do straight and then straight on top. Takes a little bit of extra time, but I think it's well worth the time. And so in this corner and in the inside of the box and also up here, I used the pink small curly wild roses, FM00259 in the two-tone champagne. I love the wild curly roses. They are so gorgeous, and this is a beautiful color with this yellow and pink. So I use that there and inside, and then also up here. And then I also used the pink tone Hip Rosebuds, BUD 139. I used one here, there's some on the inside, and there's one over here. So use those. And then I also used the 3/8 or 10 millimeter pink tone roses. They're real small little baby roses. They're really sweet. EX00032. That's set B, and then also I used some from set A, which is EX00014. So I have those in here and over here. So those turned out really pretty. Also on the inside, you can see right back in here, I used some of the Guipure cream lace, LA00022. Put this along the inside edge. I also, back in here, I used a decorative crown pin, and I also used some of the off-white pearl string, WD00023, and I have that just kind of back in there, and that just helps to add the dimension to the project. Then I have just a gold metal embellishment up here. I have some seam binding that runs all the way around and then ties up in a bow up here. And then I've also dangled a little earring from that and the flower, and I tied a bow, and then I just used a little glue to stick the pieces down there. This is seam binding from my stash, but I'm going to get some from Wild Orchid Crafts. They also carry seam binding, so that's really great to have that supply. And Also, I used the Ladies Diary paper, and I kind of wanted to use it for the whole project, but I didn't want to take away from the picture on the outside. But this paper line just really reminds me of my mother. She is a true lady. I have never met anyone that is more defined by the word lady than my mother. She's an incredible woman, and even at 83, she is just still just works hard and is just an amazing, gracious lady, and always looks beautiful, and it's just a privilege to call her my mother. So I used the Ladies Diary collection on the back, and that's the way I turned it into a card. So just use cutouts from the paper. The whole box is just painted with pink paint, and then I used a little gold rub and buff just to kind of give it a little more dimension. So that's my first project, and I really thank everyone for watching, and check out the Wild Orchid Crafts channel because you'll be able to see the videos from all the other designers. They all do incredible work, and I'm just so proud to be a part of this team. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.